All right, Larry Krueger here from the Pig and a Pickle Krug Show with a little video on the San Francisco Giants. Make sure you check out Pig and a Pickle. They're in Emeryville and Corte Madera. They're open 7 days a week in Corte Madera from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. They're open from Wednesday through Sunday in Emeryville, in the Emeryville Public Marketplace. The best barbecue in all of Northern California. Check it out, Pig and a Pickle. Try the brisket. You're going to love the brisket. All right. Let's talk a little Giants. The Giants need to go with Casey Schmitt at third base out of spring training, and I'm going to give you all the reasons why. Um, First of all, let's just, the first question is, well, why? The better question is, why not? The Giants have absolutely nothing to lose. They're a relative lock right now to be a 500 club in a division where the Dodgers are clearly better. The Padres are clearly better. I think Arizona is clearly better. I think the Giants are clearly the fourth best team in the division. Nobody in baseball is picking them to win anything. There's no expectations. There's no real pressure to win. Nobody says, oh man, if the Giants don't win, Gabe's this or that, or Farhan's this or that. They're in the midst of a rebuild. They're, a young team, or actually kind of an older team, trying to be a young team. But to ask the question of why not? Why wouldn't you bring in Casey Schmitt? You got nothing to lose. Absolutely nothing to lose. There's no pressure on you at all to win. Why not? If you have a great year, that'll be a shock to everybody. Reason number two, the Giants are kind of an old and somewhat drab team. They're kind of nondescript. I don't want to say they're bad and boring, but they're not the most dynamic baseball team. They were going to get younger and more dynamic in the middle of the diamond. And yet here they are with Yaz and Crawford and the exact same group. The fans really need that young, high-end position player to kind of invest in. You think of the 86 Giants, that was a great year for Giants baseball. Did they go to the playoffs? No. Why was it such a great year? Because that was the year that Will Clark and Robbie Thompson busted onto the scene. And Will Clark became the guy, the central figure for Giants fans. He became the focal point of a team that the following year would go to the playoffs, and a couple years after that would win the pennant. So the Giants are an old team. The Giants lack dynamic players. The Giants lack high-end position player talent, young players. The fans need that young position player to kind of invest their emotions in. Casey Schmitt is it. All right, that's reason number two. Reason number three, the Giants lineup badly needs some everyday players. You cannot platoon every day at every spot. First base looks like it's a platoon. Second base looks very much like a platoon. Shortstop, Crawford, you would think is the everyday guy, but talking to some of the Giants coaches, they think that Crawford really just needs to play a little bit less. Behind the plate is going to be a shared deal between Joey Bart, Blake Sable, Austin Wynns, whoever they're, Roberto Perez. The outfield is filled with platoons. Center field is likely a platoon. I mean, only Conforto is probably an everyday guy out there, and Conforto didn't play at all last year. So the Giants say they want to have 4 or 5 everyday guys. They don't have an everyday guy. But Casey Schmitt could be that everyday guy. He could be the absolute rock for this lineup. He's the guy that Cap could just write into the lineup every single day at third base. The Giants don't have a player that's going to play 150 games. Casey Schmitt could be that player. He could be that young rock in the lineup that's in the lineup every single day. Okay, that's reason number three. Reason number four, the Giants are very left-handed. Yaz, lefty. Wade, lefty. Crawford, lefty. Jock Peterson's a lefty. Blake Sable's a lefty. Conforto hits left-handed. Luis Gonzalez is left. Do you see what I'm saying? They got a ton of left-handed hitters. Casey Schmitt is a right-handed bat. Having him in the lineup every day will balance out the rest of that lineup and neutralize some of the, you're just going to see teams are the better lefties in this division. Kyle Freeland, Clayton Kershaw, they're just going to sit the Giants down routinely if they don't have a representative right-handed bat that can do some damage against the best left-handed pitching in the division. So that's a ton of lefties. Casey Schmitt's a right-handed bat. That's reason number 4. All right, reason number 5. Casey Schmitt is 24 years old. He's not 18. He's not 20. You don't need to handle him with kid gloves. You absolutely don't. The Padres, Juan Soto is like their best player. He's 24, same as Casey Schmitt. He's a 5-year veteran. This is his 6th year in the big leagues. Arizona's going with Corbin Carroll every day in their outfield. He's 22. The Dodgers are going with Miguel Vargas every day this year. He's 23. The face of the Colorado Rockies, the go-to star of the Rockies, is this young outfielder named Zach Veen. There's talk that they may go with him this year. He's 21. Casey Schmitt is 24 years old. He's not a baby. This guy has played baseball. Put him out there. All right, that's reason number 5. Reason number 6, Casey Schmitt should come north with the Giants. David Villar is his chief competition at third base. David Villar has a 52-game major league career and is hitting 125 this spring. He's hardly, Matt Williams in his prime. It's hardly like, oh, God, we can't sit the great David Villar down. He's got to play third. He's been a major leaguer for 50 games, and he's not even hitting this spring. And he can play first. He can play other positions. You could have VR sharing first base. You could have him playing other positions. Put him at second. Reason number 5, Casey Schmitt should not be left in the minor leagues. David VR would be the starting third baseman, and he's not a superstar. All right, reason number 7. Casey Schmitt is raking. He's hitting 441 this spring, 2 home runs, 7 RBIs. He's got a 1235 OPS. He's absolutely raking. He's hitting the ball. He's hitting the hell out of the ball. There's no other Giant hitter hitting 400. He's the only guy. So on a lineup that's going to badly need offense, you're going to take their best Cactus League hitter. Casey Schmitt was a highly rated guy. He was a 2nd-round pick in the 2020 draft out of San Diego State. This kid's a great athlete. This kid was a closer and a hitter for San Diego State. Now he's been in your system. He just conquered AA. He goes to spring training. He's hitting 441, 100 points higher than, your next best hitters, 200 points higher than many of your hitters, over 200 points higher than some of your hitters. So, Casey Schmitt is doing it this spring. That's reason number 7. Reason number 8, Casey Schmitt might be the Giants' best non-Brandon Crawford defensive player on the entire diamond. He's a Gold Glove third baseman. I saw him play shortstop the other day against the Dodgers in Scottsdale. He was flawless. He's got great hands, terrific feet, very athletic, very coordinated. He's a great defensive player. The Giants have talked all offseason about, we got to get better on defense. We got to get better on defense. You have a Gold Glove caliber third baseman who's ready to roll. He's 24 years old, who's hitting 441 this spring. He's your best defensive player, probably at third base, but he's your best defensive player, period. And he's definitely your second best defender at shortstop. And you're going to leave him behind? And then I would say overall, he might just be your best defender, period. So, that right there would be reason number 9. And reason number 10, if you need a 10th reason, is that, sometimes you got to send a message to the rest of your farm system that if you do what we tell you to do, and if you develop the way we want you to develop, and if you go to AA and have a tremendous year, and then you show up in the Cactus League the next year and you start ripping it, and you're really outplaying the rest of the guys on the major league roster, You need to be promoted. You need to be rewarded. All these young prospects in the system who are watching Casey Schmitt rake in Cactus League, to have him sent back to the minors would be bad for organizational morale. The young players need to know that if they do it in the minors and they show up in the big league camp in spring training and they do it in March, that you're going to believe in them, that you're going to invest in them. And so there you go. There's 10 reasons right there. Casey Schmitt has got to come north with the Giants. The best argument is, why the hell not? You know, give me the argument why he shouldn't. I don't see it. There's all kinds of reasons why he should. I don't see one good reason why he shouldn't. He's easily one of the, to me, if the Giants are playing in week 1 of the season, am I watching it because I think they're a playoff team? No. I'm watching it because they've got a young player that is the future that I'm emotionally and mentally invested in. And I want to see that player develop at the big league level. The 86 Giants were a fun Giants team. Why? Because we saw the development on a daily basis of Will Clark and Robbie Thompson on the right side of the infield. Well, guess what? You got Casey Schmitt, who looks like a Gold Glove caliber defensive player at third base. Put him at third and forget about it, and let him be the answer to many of the issues that you face at the beginning of this 2023 season. All right, hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks to Pig and a Pickle, our title sponsor of the Krug Show. Check them out in Emeryville, open Wednesday through Sunday, and of course in Corte Madera, open 7 days a week. Pig and a Pickle, the best barbecue in the Bay Area, thanks to them. And make sure you keep it locked on the Krug Show for all your Bay Area sports coverage all year long right here on YouTube.